All right, lads. How are we?
Hello.
All right.
Good to see you back from your jollies.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I know.
Here
Can
in
you
Warrington.
see me? Can you see me? My nice colour that I've managed to get 3 weeks in Dubai. Look at that. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
That's called. It's not colour. It's called pink.
It's a darker shade of pale, that is, mate. I know that.
Whatever.
So is that the intro over with then? So you're Dan, I'm Lee, you're Ben, and that's it, isn't it? Nothing else to say. But what are you doing here, Dan? Anyway,
what am I doing here? Well, I thought we'd do a bit of a Q&A. People may or may not have seen me before. I'm one of Ben's mates, for those who don't know. And if you've seen the Sylvia collection video, you would have seen me there. Pulling your face there, mate. Come on, I don't know. You've only got two mates, me and Lee. So
he's only mate.
I've got both my mates on a Zoom chat.
So I suppose from that, why are we on a Zoom call?
Well, a lot of people wanted to know. Different things. So we said we were getting a lot of pressure to do like a Q&A type thing. So we said, right, we'll send us your questions in and we'll do one. And we're in lockdown. There's nothing else to do. So here we are.
We're one stage past lockdown. We're actually in 10 days of quarantine. So we can't even go to Asda, can we? This is the best Saturday we're ever going to do.
I know.
Well, you're not missing much by not being able to go Asda, are we, to be fair?
That's true.
Definitely not.
Okay, then. These questions, I've got a couple that I'd like to ask first.
Oh, God.
Dubai, like it? Would you go again? Can we expect Evil GT Dubai 2.0?
I would go from a work purpose, which we actually went to Dubai on. But as far as holidaying there, no chance. It's ridiculous. You can't even get a beer on the beach. We went to the beach and it's like, can we have a beer? No, it's only soft drinks. That ain't a holiday to me.
You can get a beer on the beach. You can, Baristi, but we couldn't go because your daughter was with us, who was only 15. So you can go.
It's a good place for cars and stuff, but that's about it.
This is the thing with Dubai, right? When we very first got there, we were a bit, I'm not sure. It's expensive and all that kind of stuff. But as you spend more time there, you get to know the places where you can go, can't go, the cheaper places, the afternoon brunches on a Friday. There's loads of different things. Happy hours, everywhere's got a happy hour, but annoyingly it's later on in the day. You know, when you just want a couple of beers at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and progressively then go somewhere else, maybe get something to eat. Happy hour starts when you probably want to get something to eat rather than have a few beers, which is a bit frustrating, but there's loads of places that you can go. We went for, how good was that steak? What was it called? Kuklis?
Yeah, Jason took us to like this, what was it, buy one get one free steak place or something.
Yeah, so it was 60 quid for two, and you got, was it starter, main, dessert, and a bottle of wine? But your main was a proper piece of fillet steak. It wasn't like a piece of rump or anything. So it's 60 quid between two of you, 30 quid each for 3 courses and a bottle of wine.
That's a bargain, especially.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's pretty good.
But obviously that's only on specific days. The thing with Dubai is when you first get there and you go to tourist hotspots, it is expensive. But as you go off the beaten track and you see other places and you sort of figure out the brunches and the happy hours, it's actually not that bad. It's not like Ibiza where you can just go and sit at the beach and have a pint. Although there are places, you just got to try and find them. That's all.
Probably pay just as much for a pint in Ibiza these days, anyway. To be fair, so
true, very true.
So by the time you got to week 3, you'd sort of learnt where your hotspots were. You'd met some expats out there by that point as well. Then, so you were having a few decent sessions out of some decent cars. What was your favourite day out?
Go on, Lee. What was your favourite day?
Favourite one? I don't know. I would probably say when we went out.
Lee's got a lot of favourite days. That's why he's struggling.
To be honest,
I'll tell you why. Because there was a couple of days where he wasn't spending any money, and they were his favourite days.
Well, when we went out with the GT3 with Dan and the other lads, Elka and Jason, and that was brilliant. But then Jason took us out in the catering another day, which was great because I've never been in a catering before. Neither of you, have you? So
no.
But then we went to a car meet as well in the park, and that was brilliant. But we didn't really get to drive any cars, so they're all good in their own way. I wouldn't be able to single any one of them out. They were all good. So, but yeah, if I had to single one out, probably the one that's on YouTube now, just because, you know, there was a lot of driving involved. But then again, the catering one was brilliant. You know,
That
even though I did have to
catering-
drive it back in the dark with no, I only had a t-shirt on, it was freezing. And he was like, I'm not driving it back, no chance. So, but yeah, it was good.
That
It was all
catering,
good.
that catering, how good was that though? How much fun is that catering?
That, yeah, for 160 horsepower, it was brilliant. It was really good. You're literally this far from the road. You can put your hand out of the driver's door, which is you can touch the road. That's how close you are to it. It was good.
Time tested formula, isn't it? Lightweight. You don't need that much power. Low to the ground, and all the fun in the world.
I mean, with me and Ben in it,
Absolutely.
you know, it did, the power to weight ratio did go down a little bit.
So,
it was good. It was all good.
So what was your favourite car of the trip then? Catering's obviously up there. What was your favourite car of the whole trip? Maybe not necessarily that you went in. Anything that you saw there that was really special that you thought?
Well, I'll split it into what we actually drove. The catering was just brilliant. It was really good. Yeah. And that's bearing in mind, I went in the GT3 as well, which I absolutely loved. But I think it was just the rawness of the catering. It was just something else. Yeah. And I never actually liked them before I went in that car. So it was a complete turnaround for me, because I looked at them and I thought, oh, the shit then. But they, you know, couldn't be further from the truth. And then we went to the car meet, and then the Black Series Beamers, the Merc, sorry. The Black Series ones, the SL, what was it, the 55, 65?
65, SL 65 black. There was the C63 black as well that you saw, the yellow one.
Yeah.
There was the McLaren Speedtail in Tamini's. Yeah. That was amazing, that.
Stunning.
Yeah, I can't believe how long it is. It's massive, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a huge car, that. I would say, yeah, but yeah, the Black Series for me. And because they're affordable cars. I mean, you can't afford the McLaren, can you? Who can, you know, someone can afford it.
How much was that SL65 black? 180 grand. Who's affording that?
Yeah, you can afford that. Piss that.
That's nearly as much as my house, mate.
Yeah, well, I can't afford a McLaren leading Speedtail. How much are they?
Like millions, gotta be.
See, I suppose that's the difference, isn't it? That obviously Ben, an SL65 black for you is not affordable. Lee's saying it might be, but then there's some Emiratis who'll say Speedtail. Oh yeah, I've got three. They're affordable.
Well, that guy. So Tamini's, that place that we went, and the video of Tamini will be on. That's his personal car collection that apparently got a bit out of hand. So he said, right, well, we'll set up a showroom where we'll sell some of them, and if they're not that reasonably priced, but he's like, if I sell them, great. If I don't, I'm not asked, because they're in my car collection anyway.
See, when you sent me the photos of that, I genuinely thought you were in like some car museum or something, not just some guy's collection.
That's his car collection. Yeah. And there's so many. He's got.
He just sells some when he needs a few quid. He's just like, that McLaren can go. I don't need that anymore.
Brings a new meaning to Dream Garage, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he got a wall of Vespers, for fuck's sake. I mean, who even has that? That's unbelievable, isn't it?
It wouldn't be what I'd have in my garage.
So I suppose that's the easy questions out of the way.
Yeah, let's move on to some community questions. I've got a couple of quick fire questions here that I want to go through just to clear things up. Ben, is that a new top you're wearing there?
Yeah. Well, no, I've had this for a while now, but this is top quality merch. Top quality. They're not the cheapest, amazing, but they are. I mean, look at that. I don't know if you can see that actually. You know,
you're well chuffed with the finish on that, right?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it's not the cheapest, but you know, you buy shit, you buy twice, don't you? So
exactly.
Right, okay. A few quick fire questions. I've had my breakfast this morning. What have you had for breakfast?
Bacon butty.
Bacon butty.
You get spoilt, you. See, my missus still isn't here, so I haven't had anything like that.
Mate.
I got half a cake thing that MJ Bakes and Cakes and Bakes sent amazingly. Left it on the doorstep, so I've had half a cake with a brew. That's all I've had.
Butty and half a cake. Okay, so you said butty there, Lee. I've had a sausage bap. Is it a sausage bap or sausage bomb?
Well, because you're in Stoke, it's a bap. But to any normal people, it's just something. It's a balm thing, you know.
I love how you say that you're normal. Fucking brilliant.
Well, I've got 2 people from Stoke here. I know I'm going to get shit, so you're going to have to gang up on me, aren't you? I'm from Manchester, me, mate. A real place.
I know we're getting to a comment later on in the questions about someone who thinks you're like some sort of underworld, like mafia gangster. So we'll get to that question in a little while. Right, Kevin Keegan or Michelle Keegan?
Oh, Michelle Keegan.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Fucking hell, she is.
Only because I'm not gay.
Maurice Minor or Maurice Dancing?
You know what?
Maurice Minor.
Yeah, I'll go with a minor as well.
Okay, brilliant. That's the stupid questions out of the way. Let's fire into the serious stuff. Okay, so shout out to What's Dave Done. Thanks for this one, Dave. So, have either of you ever had points on your licenses? If yes, what was the offence? And then he also asks if you've ever written off a car. So, Lee, I'll go with you first. Have you ever had points on your license, and what was the offence? Do we need to get comfy for this one?
So, I've had points for bald tyres, driving through a red light, driving without due care and attention, reckless driving, dangerous driving, no insurance, no MOT, no tax, no license, basically everything. And this was in my earlier years, so a long time ago, when I was very irresponsible and reckless.
You have cars back then?
Yeah, they did actually, yeah. So I passed my, I'm going to have to do this briefly because it's quite a big sort of like amount of like explaining. So I passed my test 5 months after my 17th birthday. And before I was 18, I was banned for the totting up. So bald tyres, going through a red light, and another 3-point offence that got me 12. I can't remember what it was now. So yeah, and then I drove without a license stupidly. That then got me involved in a police chase, which ended up getting done for reckless driving, no license, no insurance, no MOT, all the kind of stuff you don't want.
I'm guessing you got out after that and went fair.
Standard
yeah.
Stuff then.
So basically, when I passed my test when I was 17, I didn't actually get my license back till I was 26 because of all the bans and everything like that. So yeah, 9 years I didn't have a license. So I've been done for probably every single motoring offence going. So yeah, that's mine.
So you can take the lad out of Gorton, but
yeah. But I'm dead sensible now. I am super sensible. That was all when I was very young and irresponsible. You can't hold it against me.
And here we are running.
I've been in the passenger seat while you've been trying to drift a Focus RS. Don't give me that.
Yeah, I'm sensible now. That's sensible. Come on then, Ben.
Well, I don't know how I can follow on from that, but I haven't had any.
Well, I know one way you can start.
I don't know how, if it's classed as points. If you've had your license took straight off you without any points, that's not classed as points technically, is it? I don't know.
I think we need to go more into that though.
So well, you've had an instant ban.
I got an instant ban, yeah.
Right.
People will laugh at this, but I had a Yaris SR, and it was about 180 brake, I think. So it was pretty quick. And a mate of mine had a Fiesta ST, the 2-litre, 150 horsepower Fiesta ST, and he was going on and on and on.
What you're trying to say, it was the horsepower's fault that you lost your license?
Possibly. Well, he was egging me on, you see. So he kept saying, my Fiesta's quicker, my Fiesta's quicker. So I was like, right, take me home, let's go and pick the car up. And I lived on a roundabout that took you straight onto a motorway, which is really quiet motorway. It was midnight. So I went round the roundabout, warmed the car up, and went flying down the motorway, and we had a bit of a race. And long story short, I got caught doing 138 mile an hour over 3 miles.
That's disgusting. That I can't believe you're irresponsible.
So I got my license took off me. I was 19. That was a very long time ago.
Yeah,
but I got my license took off me then. Yeah,
I mean that's 15 years ago.
Yeah, but touch wood. Since then, I have never ever even had so much as a point on my license. So I learned my lesson.
Actually, going back to that, yeah, since I got my license back when I was 26, which is 22 years ago, I have not had a point. Touch wood, not been done for speeding, anything at all. So yeah, I've been good, and so have you.
Good lad.
So here we are. You're just two responsible adults running a car channel then.
No,
Exactly.
it's not. It's just because he's now better at not getting caught. That's what age and experience gives you. That's all that is.
Yeah. I'm glad I'm sat at my desk and
Okay,
touching
brilliant.
actual wood.
Okay, so hopefully what's Dave done, that's answered your question there. That had a few likes as well, so we thought we'd fire into that one. The second question then with a load of likes on the community was, is it possible for Ben to be the postman given Lee's twice the size of him? So running joke on the channel, going to clear this up.
I cannot say
Lee,
where Ben...
you're not Ben's dad, so we
Yeah, but I would not like to know where Ben was, even how he's actually was it conceived in any format, because
I wouldn't even want to know
real
that.
Dad, it's probably
I think
down some
Ben wants
back
to.
alley.
Definitely don't want to know that. But no, people, there's a video for the guys that haven't seen it. They might have done, they might not have done, but there is a video of me and my dad in your GTR. And I scare him just like you usually scare me. So it was quite funny. But he is, that's the actual, yeah, that's the actual, that's my actual dad in that GTR drive. So with
and
the
we know where you
mustache.
get it from, because we know where you get it from, because even he reaches for the pansy handle, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean the actual story as to why I reach for the pansy handle is different. Not just because I am my dad's son, it's completely different. And a lot of people take the piss. I'm getting called a pussy and all kinds, but there is a very genuine, horrible reason for it. So yeah, there you go. That's as much as you get.
Because you regularly do over 130 mile an hour, is that the...
No, that's not regular. That was a long time ago, Daniel.
And he's already been banned for it, so he can't be banned twice.
So
no.
Right, so that's from Firthy, but then he says, in all seriousness, I'd love to see a retro classic on the channel, Cosworth or RS Turbo by any chance? And that got quite a few likes as well. So Lee, I know you're a big Blue Oval fan and you do like your Ford classics. Well, possibly one for the future for the channel?
If it was a choice between an RS Turbo and an Escort Cosworth, I wouldn't bother with the RS Turbo. I'd be straight to it. I'd pay the extra money and get a Cosworth. But then again, saying pay the extra money, it's a considerable amount more because you can pick up an RS Turbo, you know, a lot less than a Cosy. So, but I'd pay the extra and get an Escort.
Get a Cosy. Okay, cheers for that, Firthy. So that's hopefully that's answered that one. As then asked, who's quicker in a running race?
In a running race,
and he wants proof. That might be for a future video. Ben,
we can do that.
You have got quite a few less years.
Yeah, Ben.
Quite a considerable amount of less years.
Ben occasionally plays football on the Xbox, so he's going to be faster than me. Definitely faster than me. So I'll give it to Ben. I won't even, embarrass myself.
So if we're playing FIFA, what would your pace rating be, Ben?
Now or like when I was 21?
Well, I'm going now, but there's probably a big difference between now and 21, isn't there?
You have like minus pace ratings on FIFA. I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll go for minus 10. Minus 10. Are you going to get proof? We'll see. We'll watch this space. I doubt it, but watch this space. Anthony Harrison then asks, if you both try to grow back your hair, who would have the worst hairline? I'm going to get in here first and say me, because my hairline's absolutely tragic, as you can see as well. But if it's between Ben and Lee, if you both try to grow your hair back, who would have the worst hairline?
I am.
Definitely me. Definitely me.
See, I don't know, Lee, because I don't think yours would even grow back full stop, Lee, so you wouldn't have a hairline. So I think Ben actually might have the worst hairline.
Mine's actually round here. I've got, well, there's nothing.
You have a nice little bird's nest.
But yeah, I mean, if I was going to grow my hair back, I wouldn't bother. I'd just get a wig, and then you can just take it off. Get, when you need to, have a bit of downtime, get in the shower, wig off, wig back on, sorted. But I'd look like a right. Don't even know what I look like with hair.
Can I buy the wig for you, please? Can I?
Do you know what? Next video, we'll try and get some wigs, and you can make your own mind up. Who's got, and then you'll have to do one as well, Dan, because obviously you're not lacking in the bald department, are you? So
definitely not. Okay, so maybe then some comments on this video. What colour style wigs do we want to see Ben and Lee in on a future video? Comment down below, and we'll make it happen. So cheers for that, Anthony. Okay, we then got A6 RXN. I'm taking that's your number plate from your photo there. So A6 RXN asks, do you think SsangYong owners are absolute perverts?
Yeah, basically.
Quick, short, simple answer there from Lee.
Mate, they are. I mean, do they make a car that isn't tragic? Is the one that they make that isn't? I'm not too sure. They are shite, aren't they? They look shit. And that's about as far as you don't want to get too close to one in case it transfers onto you like that. That
well,
shitness.
I can't even. I'd imagine they drive horrendously. I've never even been within 6 feet of one, so I wouldn't know. But if they drive and they finished how they look, then Christ.
So yeah, all perverted.
Okay, so A6 RXN. There we go. Yes, SsangYong owners are all perverted. All right. They didn't expect.
I hope people realise the comedy value of this. And don't actually
we're putting that disclaimer in there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm gonna hope is that the people who watch our channel generally like cars, and the people that own SsangYongs generally don't like cars. So I'm watching. Law of averages means they're probably not going to be watching this anyway. They're going to be perving on somebody somewhere. So be fine.
Fingers crossed. But as a disclaimer, it's the videos for comedy value. Right, next question. Harry Fabian asked, what do you pay per month for the RS6 and what deposit did you put down? That got a lot of likes. That
of course it did. It was 105 grand. But you have to but what you have to explain though, Lee, is you financed this slightly differently, haven't you? You haven't financed this as a typical PCP finance on a car would usually be over 4 years, 12,000 miles a year. A smaller deposit and then your payments, but you're doing this different, aren't you? So explain to us what you've done and how much it was.
So the car, like you say, was 105,000, 15,000 deposit, 2,700 a month for 18 months with a 50 grand balloon, and that allows me to have an interest liability. I'm only paying £6,000 worth of interest on the whole car, so the car is going to cost me. If I do keep it 18 months and then I pay the balloon, the car would have in theory cost me £110,000, 111, give or take a couple of quid. So that's why I did the payments the way they are to keep the interest down. I could have got it for 700 quid a month. I could have got it for all kinds of different prices, but yeah, that's why I did it like that.
£2,700. So. To anybody that wants to know, I've got a 2-bedroom terraced house and his car payment is over 5 times more than my mortgage.
To be honest, my mortgage is only £1,000 a month. So yeah, it's nearly 3 times my own mortgage, which is ridiculous.
You're going to get so much shit for saying that, you know.
People have already been commenting about how you are with money and cars. I'm looking forward to the comments.
Fuck it.
But yeah.
The house has got 4 bedrooms.
Okay, moving on. Steve, go on.
I was just saying, like, his house has got 4 bedrooms. There's only him, his missus, and his daughter. So we don't need any more bedrooms. If you've got a bigger house and a bigger mortgage, then what? You're not going to be able to use it.
Exactly, mate.
Move on.
Yeah.
Come on, Laggy. Is he gone?
Discussion with your wife before.
Is that Android internet as well?
Am I lagging?
We'll have to apologise for Dan. He's not with it. He uses Android stuff.
Here we go. Here we go.
I think they still stare at the moon in Stoke and wonder what the fuck it is. So their internet ain't the best. And I can say that because I'm from Stoke. Right. So fuck off.
I'm back with you.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Right, we'll move on to the next question then. I'm not even gonna respond to any of that. Steve Withers asks, does Lee have issues owning German cars? Every decent car he's owned, he's claiming it's his wife's.
Yeah, I don't actually think. I have owned German cars. I had an E46 M3, E92 M3. I've never had a Merc. So yeah, I've owned a couple of BMWs, but I've never owned an Audi. I don't think I have anyway. I've never owned an Audi directly myself. It's like the RS6 and the RSQ3 in my wife's car. So, but no, I haven't got. I'm not hung up on owning a German car. It's just, yeah, I think that's going to change down the line, but no.
Okay.
Like we both co-own the RS4. Our business owns the RS4, so
Yeah,
technically you own a car.
That is more for you.
Yeah, it's because I have proper taste in motor vehicles. That's why.
No, that's debatable.
Right, there we go. And Steve, no, Lee doesn't have issues with owning German cars. He's owned German cars before and will probably own more German cars in the future. Right, Jonathan asks, and I quite like this question actually. When's Lee going to sell his house and buy a small holding with lots of garage space to keep the growing fleet?
What I want to know is, when is Ben going to get any direct questions?
Yeah, it is.
Right,
Yeah,
so
everyone's about you.
So the plan is, when a house comes up this year, but I've been looking for probably a few months now. I'm looking for a house semi-rural with land, so I can build a big garage and have all the cars and whatever. But unfortunately, there's just nothing come up for sale that is suitable. And the GTR is going to be part of the money to finance the new property. But yeah, everything's in place financially to move house. There's just nothing's come up. So yeah, it's just a matter of time this year. If nothing comes up this year, then I won't be moving. It's got to be the right place in the right location.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Okay, there we go. And Jonathan, hopefully that one answers that for you, and another watch this space. We've then got Lee Stacey, who's got quite a nice car on his profile picture there as well. So where did you get the money from to buy all these cars? And you never seem to be at work. So I suppose that's got a few facets to that question there, really. And I know a lot of people always ask, where do you get the money from? What do you do? What's your day job? So we may as well cover all that off in one.
Right, who starts first? Go on, Ben. Do you want me to answer this one?
Well, yeah, because then I'll just tie in with what you said, yeah.
Okay. So I've had my own companies for the last over 20 years. So I've always, up until recently, I've got a business that I don't have to do much in, so I can take a good income from that business to obviously pay for cars like the RS6. That's why you don't see us doing anything regular job. So yeah, I've got my own media production company, and which gives me a pretty nice income for doing not much really. So yeah, that's where my money comes from to finance the cars.
You're underselling yourself a little bit there, because you had to set the business up yourself. It was just you and you at the beginning, and then your wife, and then obviously you got I don't know if I can say names, but you got Chris involved. I've said it now, but then no one knows his second name, do they? But you got Chris involved, and Chris has been with you from almost right from the beginning. So you put all the graft in right at the beginning, and now you're reaping the rewards from the graft you put in at the beginning, aren't you? So
I've got a good team that can run the company for me. Obviously, I still have to do bits. I can't just sit back and do nothing. But
he bowls in there like Hitler most days, to be fair.
But the time that I have to put into that business is very, it's tiny. So yeah, that's what allows me to do the YouTube videos, and obviously that's where the money comes from to buy the cars and stuff like that. But yeah.
So there we go on, lads, ladies, gents, work hard, set up some companies, and you two can have an RS6, as what we're saying. And then Ben, obviously, where do you fall into this? And Ben, and what have you done? What was your day job, I suppose?
This YouTube now is my day job, as it kind of is for Lee, although Lee doesn't take any money out of this company. So how it worked was, Lee said to me, why don't you leave Audi? We'll go and fuck about in cars for a little bit. We'll set up another media production company, just me and Lee. And there's a few quid here. Let's go and see how we get on. So I left my my job and then came to do this. So I take a wage from it because I have to. It's my only source of income. Obviously, Lee doesn't for the time being. We're hoping to be able to get this to a point where we can both take a comfortable wage out of it. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So Lee owns his own media production company, and then he half owns this one with me that I take a wage out of. He doesn't.
Okay, well, cheers for that, guys.
And I'm going to hang on to that for as long as possible as well. So don't think that you're getting any money out of it anytime soon here, sunshine.
Okay, so we have got some duplicate questions here, guys. So sorry if we don't give a direct shout out or cover off your questions. We've had a lot of people asking about finance, jobs, how the channel affords the cars, etc. Hopefully that's been covered off now in those two previous ones there. Quite a good question here from Jay Edward. What made you create the channel?
What made us create it?
So I suppose what we probably need to cover off here is the channel existed in a smaller format before Ben was involved, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, so, I like that, Dan. Well played.
So I think I've said this on video before. It was the first video I did was just a POV drive. I bought a GoPro 8 for something, I can't remember what I bought it for, and then I just thought, oh, this would be good doing a POV in the car because it's got the image stabilizing. So I did it, and I just stuck it on YouTube, and that video got a few hits. And then it was sort of like it was coming into lockdown, and I was doing more because if it was, put it this way, if it wasn't for lockdown, we wouldn't be sat here now doing these videos because don't know how long this is going to take to explain, but I was going out on my own in lockdown filming videos, as bad as that sounds, but I was filming. It was basically work because I've obviously got I'm into media production, so filming the car stuff was a good thing for me. Putting it on YouTube and trying to grow the channel, just to make, I thought if I could just make a few dollars a month just off some ad rev, it'll keep me going through lockdown and it'll give me something to do, because my other business was completely we furloughed people and there wasn't much going on. So as I was doing that, I did a few videos, and then Ben, you was on furlough for what, 2 months or something like that?
From the end of March to beginning of June. 1st of June was when we went back in.
Yeah.
March, April. April, May. Yeah. So 1st of June, 2 months. Yeah.
So you was at home doing nothing. I was like at home doing nothing really, apart from doing some videos for YouTube. And then it just got to a point where I thought, should we do one together? I spoke to you and you were like, no, I'm not interested. So let's just do a couple. And we did them and we enjoyed doing them. We enjoyed the production, just like having a bit of a laugh on camera and just messing about really. And then we put them on YouTube. We got a good early response. And we thought, we'll do some more. And then it got to the point where we just said, should we just do this as a business, making these videos and just try and make them as entertaining as possible. And hopefully people like watching them. But obviously there was no master plan at the beginning before any of them were filmed. There was no like, right, let's do a YouTube channel. It's sort of like it just ended up being what it is. There was no,
hopefully it continues to go.
That's the best way I can explain it, really.
Okay, brilliant. And then that's a really nice segue actually into another question from GJ who asks, what are the aims for the channel? I assume you set out with a business plan. So what your aims for the channel? Have you got a particular target or end game in mind? What's the future look like for Evil GT?
Because we didn't borrow any money to start the business, well, we did off my other company, but nothing that we had to do a business plan to present to the bank or anything like that. We had our own soft business plan where we said by Christmas we wanted to be hopefully on 15,000 subscribers, which we obviously hit that. We wanted to have enough after 12 months to be able to pay you, Ben. Is that the thing? I can't remember what it was now. So obviously, we get ad revenue as you're watching the ads. Like everybody else does on YouTube. It's not us being like shallow, just saying, oh yeah, we want money, money, money. It is what it is. Everybody does it. Everyone does the ad revenue thing. Everyone wants to make money. And so we hit that target, but it slowed down a little bit. The aim is, I said that I would work, did I say for a year without taking anything out of the company?
Yeah.
And then hopefully after that, you know, might be able to take, you know, enough to pay the fuel on the RS6, put it that way. Every little helps. I don't think I'll be covering the finance payments on it, put it that way.
It's only going to do about 2,000 miles this year, that. Don't worry about it. But it's...
I don't know about you, Ben. Do you think we've hit the targets that we set out?
The targets that we originally had. I think we've been helped massively with the mix of different cars that we've had, Japanese, German, the Focus RS, British, made in Germany, American, whatever you want to call the Focus. But we never really had a plan. We just hoped that, I mean, who wouldn't, let's be honest, right? Who wouldn't, given the opportunity, who were into a specific thing, and in this instance, it's cars, who wouldn't, given that opportunity, would go, so you mean that you could potentially earn a living from cocking about in cars, doing something that you really enjoy doing, getting to meet some amazing people. I mean, the guys in Dubai, they're amazing people, the businesses that have contacted us, the businesses that we've contacted. There's so much. It's been a massive shame with lockdown, and you know, we've certainly not suffered anywhere near as much as other people have, nowhere near. But the actual channel itself, there's a lot of content that we've not been able to film, that we've had lined up, track days, exhausts up in Scotland, tuning. There's literally loads of stuff that we've had to have cancelled. The drag strip at the airport, at the runway. There's so much content that we've not been able to do, and for us to have gotten this far with having all those obstacles put in place, I think is just amazing. Because we were thinking to ourselves, it's going to be really good because everybody's going to be watching YouTube, everyone's going to be sat at home, which is all well and good, that's true, but then nowhere was open or accessible for us to then go out and actually film the content to put on YouTube for people to watch.
It's a real catch-22 situation, isn't it? Really, there, because you've got, like you say, you've got your audience who are ready, primed. They want content. They're sitting, and we see it on the channel all the time. You know, when's the next video? When's the next video? You know, people saying when we had that bit of a break over Christmas. You know, people saying I'm starting to get withdrawal symptoms and things like that. So, you know, the appetite's there for the channel, but like you say, catch-22, because of the environment we're in, you can't go out and shoot the content that you want.
No, and that's why that is why, rightly or wrongly, and we didn't break any rules, rightly or wrongly, we went to Dubai because we sat there, we looked at the different places that we could have gone to film content. Some were either shut, not letting people in, you couldn't film. There's only so many point of view drives of cars that you could have done, making, I don't know, there's only so much stuff that is car related that we could have done for the channel. And that's when we looked at it and went, right, so we can go and actually film and work in Dubai. Yes, you'd be completely lying if you never said that there wasn't any kind of holiday and in between. There was, but that was where we were able to go and film some amazing content, whereas we wouldn't have been able to do that here. And we have to look at this as a business because it pays me my wage. So albeit we've spent a lot of money in Dubai, that hopefully we're sort of speculating to accumulate a little bit.
Yeah, I can see
and that was the reasoning for it.
A lot more stuff to be done in Dubai in the future.
Loads.
Definitely. There's so
absolutely
much
loads.
Because you
missed out on two.
You did come in for a bit of flack off a few people, didn't you, for going to Dubai? You just thought,
and you know what?
You're just flown away and gone on a holiday. But
rightly so. You can't sit here, and I would never ever sit here and go that at no point did we holiday in Dubai. That's absolute nonsense. Obviously we did. You'd be stupid not to. But we filmed every single day we were there. And then those videos had to be edited. You obviously then need to eat and drink and get to where you're going in different places, the people that we met. We worked for a lot of that. And you can call it work. You might not call it work for people who, you know, whatever you class as work, there's different levels of graft, obviously. But we did. And that's our business, and how I earn a living to pay my mortgage is through this channel making money. And if it doesn't make money, I can't pay my mortgage. So that's how we looked at it. And that's literally as blunt as it is. That is as blunt as it is. So
yeah, bro. Okay, so hopefully that one covers that off there. Thanks for that one, Jay Edward. Okay, moving on to Darren Millington. Again, another really great question here, and I think this is a topic for some content. Will you do a roasting subscribers' cars Obviously, those enter who can take the banter. Now, I can't see you pair taking the piss out of people's cars.
Well, as far as interesting videos goes and ones that I'd actually quite look forward to doing, that is definitely one.
Yeah,
because
that'd be class. We take the piss out of each other's cars, so I'd have no qualms in taking the piss out of somebody else's.
If anyone wants to send us their car, a few pictures of the car, or even a video they put online on YouTube, whatever, or even an Instagram account, just send it over. We'll quite happily roast someone's car. If it's there to be roasted, we might actually like it. I don't know.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll do that. True. No problem.
So if it's a 1 litre micro with a stick-on tailpipe,
as long as it doesn't have wind deflectors on the windows, I'm not bothered. But yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So Darren, hopefully that answers that one there. Yes, Ben and Lee will absolutely roast subscribers' cars. So comment, send pictures on Instagram, send comments through, and look forward to seeing some of those responses there, boys. Okay, we've then got some duplicate questions. So again, I'm sorry for skipping across some of these questions here, guys, but we've already covered these off again. A load about the RS6, finances, deals, etc. But the next question that I like here is from Big G. So shout out to Big G. Question to both of you. What was your first car after passing your test? And his was a Mazda 323 with pop-up lights.
I remember the 323. Mine was a K-Reg Clio. K640 BRO. It was made to look like a it got nicked, didn't it? I didn't have it long. There was a bit of a conspiracy thinking that all right, go on, boy. There was a bit of a conspiracy thinking that the guy who sold it to us actually nicked it back. Apparently that's what he did. His name was Jock. But
so when he told you only had one key, he was lying.
He got the other one, obviously. It had a 1.4 litre petrol engine in it. It couldn't pull the skin off a rice pudding. It was so slow. It was made to look kind of, without the colour, because it was white, it wasn't blue, but it had like a clear Williams bonnet on it and a bit of a, the Williams body kit and stuff. It didn't have the gold wheels. It was like, what? That's not a Clio Williams. Do you know what? Seriously, I saw one the other day. I think there's one on Auto Trader, 16 grand. I would have a Clio Williams 2 in a heartbeat. What a mint car. But yeah, that's what I had. It was shite. It had a big sub in the boot though, which, everybody who's 17, 18, however old I was, everybody needs to have a car that looks good. It sounded all right as well because it got like a cherry bomb on it or something. And then the sub in the boot. I mean, what more could you want? But I think I had it for about 2 weeks and it got nicked.
Terrible.
Lee?
Mark II Escort, 1.3 Popular Plus, 70 horsepower, 2-door. Put a Weber carburettor on it and a K&M filter. Smashed it, yeah. 70 horsepower.
Nice. I'm going to jump in here as well.
In the 40s.
I don't know how you kept a straight face then.
I'm going to jump in here as well because I can still remember my first car. I had a Saxo VTR for my first car, T432 NEC.
VTR,
yeah.
VTR for my first car.
I can't tell you how jealous I was. Right, it was rapid, that car.
Yeah,
rapid.
I felt it at 17.
It was blue, wasn't it?
Blue one. I had standard rims on it. I didn't have much done to it. I had a Pioneer head unit in it, and it had I put a pipe across induction kit on it. But yeah, standard wheels.
It wasn't for you to. It wasn't for you to. Demon tweaks wouldn't be where they are now.
I tell you, the amount of imaginary money we spent in demon tweaks in physics lessons.
Yeah, too right. Never mind, Mr. Worthy. Shut up. We're configuring our Corsa here.
Yeah. Okay, Brill. So hopefully that answers your question there, Big G. So we had Mark II Escort and a K-Reg Clio for Ben and Lee's first cars. Moving on. Again, more questions about your other business here, Lee. Loads of likes, but we've covered that off, so we're not gonna go over these. Again, a question here from Michael Hickley. Two of you must be gangsters to have all those cars, or your wives earn mega money to keep you two.
Well, at least I've got a wife. Ben's single now.
I'm not. So, well, I don't. At least I don't think I've still not spoken to her properly. So I have no idea. She's She's at her mum and dad's until Thursday, I believe. So
put it this way, you've been on your own for most of 2021. So technically you're single, aren't you?
When you put it like that, it sounds it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
yeah. So Michelle Keegan, if you're up for it, you know, who wouldn't want to be this? What's up with you? Come on.
Ben, this might be a question for you. Dylan's Simulation asks, is an RSQ8 an Urus?
Yeah, it is. Next one.
There we go. Next question.
It is, but it's 60 grand more. Why would you do that? Do you know what I'd do? I'd buy an RSQ8 for 60 grand less, and then buy an RS3 for me daily as well, just for shits and giggles. That's what I'd
there
do.
We go. Job done. Job done. This guy's got a great name here. Rapid Nismo asks, when did you both start to lose your hair?
Oh, late
I
20s.
mean,
Ben, your hairline's been like that since we've been about 14.
It has. It just doesn't change, does it? I mean, it's quite far back now, isn't it?
Technically, you've still got some there, so you're not actually bald. You just keep your hair short.
Yeah.
That was about. I think that's probably, late 20s for me. Started going a bit thin.
I was the same. Mine had to go like a week before my 30th birthday. So yeah, late 20s, and off it went. Okay, so no, I'm sure we'll probably get loads of comments on this video. All three of us for being bold, but hopefully that one covers that off for you there, Rapid Nismo. Duke Daz asks, if you get rid of the Focus RS, what would you get? Are you looking at something more expensive or going the other way, similar to what you did with the RS4?
Yeah, I think we're going to get maybe a salvage car and try and do it up ourselves. Something with some damage, and then we'll just try. So maybe something for about. So if we get 20 grand for the Focus thereabout, spend about 12, 13 on a damaged car, spend 5 grand on it, and then see if we can flip it and make, 500 quid on it or £1,000. From a business point of view.
German,
we've technically got a salvage car. No, we've got one. We've got a salvage car, mate. Have you seen the state of the Focus? That this number's stuck into a bollard. We've already sorted it. We don't need to buy one. We've got one.
That you did on purpose, by the way, Lee.
Oh,
yeah. Well, I did it on purpose. Yeah, of course. It was a great shot. But the bumper's turned up now, so we just need to get out of quarantine and we can fit it. So that's the next video.
Okay, bro.
I love this way.
So there we go then, Duke Daz. So once the Focus goes, probably something salvage. So similar to the RS4. Scott Dunning asks here, purchase price on monthly price, how much does tax and insurance cost you? So that's probably a question for you there, Lee. Have you got a fleet policy for insurance? Is each vehicle taxed, insured individually? What's insurance costing you?
Well, I can just tell you, this is night and day difference. I insured the GTR. So just to roughly go over it, £80,000 car, insurance on it. So it was a brand new car, £80,000. It was 700 a month, 700 a year, sorry. And then we just insured the RS6, but my wife's insured it, and she's 33 or 34, I don't know. And her is the main driver.
15 years younger. Go ahead, Lee, lad.
Her is the main driver. You can't talk. I don't even want to get on about your missus. So her is the main driver. Me as a name.
He can't concentrate now. His head's gone. His head's gone.
And it's cost £2.5 grand to insure the RS6.
That's it. That's enough reason to just say, right, this car's now no longer yours. You can have the GTR instead. Yeah.
So and then we just insure the other cars as they are. But next year, the reason we didn't get a traders policy to do the cars is because we didn't know where the business was going to go. So in another 6 months, we will probably end up getting a traders insurance policy for whatever our business falls under. But I think we need to buy and sell a few cars to probably be classed as car sellers and testers and whatever else we're going to fall under the umbrella of. So that's a trading policy next year, but we've just insured them this year.
Okay, bro. Thanks for that. And Scott, hopefully that answers your question. Matthew Stevens then asks, how did you both become mates? Now, this has been covered off on a previous video, but for those viewers who haven't seen that video, how did you guys meet?
We just met in the pub and we talked about cars, and then That was about, what, 3 or 4 years ago? 3.5 years
Something
ago?
like that, yeah. Well, I mean, a slightly longer story than that. The guys who run the pub, they introduced us. They obviously knew how much you were into cars. I used to go in there for a quick pint after work because it was on my way home, and you get to know a lot of people in there. And yeah, we just got chatting, didn't we? And
Yeah.
your wife gets on with my missus, my ex-missus, my missus, who knows? But they get on really well. We get on really well. It's, you know, most of the time.
There we go. Happy day. So
Yeah.
nothing exotic, no special trips, just simply down the pub.
No.
Love it.
No.
Yeah.
Love it.
There's no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another question. Another good question. Stephen Donnelly asks, have you got any future plans to collaborate with other automotive YouTubers? And is there any that you would like to collaborate with? Good question.
I'm not sure there's any that would have us, is there? Are there any that would have us on their channel?
That's a different question.
Yeah. I mean, who in the right mind would? I don't know. I mean,
there's some American YouTubers, car automotive one. So I would, the Goon Squad, I would love to go and do something with them just because, I don't know, I like them guys.
It'd be fun.
The Stradman, I like his way he delivers the content on his channel. And yeah, probably. And then there's a few, obviously there's UK based YouTubers we would collaborate with. I think we're going to go and get a wrap off Yanimais on the RS6, maybe, who knows, or maybe one of the other cars. So obviously that would be looking to be collaborate. And yeah, we spoke to TR Hamza, you did, Ben, about doing stuff against the RS3, and there's loads of other YouTubers that we would happily collaborate with, but nobody springs to mind, you know. And the only reason I want to go over to the States is because I want to go over to the States. I love going over there, and it'd be great to do some videos. Yeah, I love Vegas and stuff, so it'd be great to do some videos over there and do some work and do some, you know, holidaying at the same time.
So Evil GT does Route 66 as a future potential video.
That'd be good to me. Yeah. And to be fair,
I think
we will at some point be going to America around Vegas to do some automotive content. That is, in my opinion, that is guaranteed if we can get Ben into the US. But that's another question. We won't answer that. He's banned from America.
We might have to do that one as a trio. I like the sound of that. Okay.
Might not be banned anymore. We don't know.
So anyway, quickly, the reason he's banned is because he overstayed his visa a few years ago, and then he went back, and now he's got to go to the embassy. Simple misunderstanding. He'll sort it out.
A few years ago. It was 12 years ago.
There you go. You might have forgot about it.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So,
well, hopefully Trump's burnt all them records with everything else he was scrapping, and that's been lost in that one. Right, Motor Turbo, I don't know how we're saying that one, but Motor Turbo, I'm going to say I like Evoke. Have you both always been into cars? We've already answered that one. And will Ben ever own something that isn't Audi? Ben, obviously you're a big Audi fanboy, but moving forward, are we going to see in something that isn't an Audi?
There's so many cars that I would like to have that isn't loads.
Well, I can tell. I know what he's going to be in next. He's going to be in a 1-bedroom flat somewhere on his own.
Fuck that! If I get a nice car, at least I can drive it. You can't drive a 1-bedroom house, can you?
But if you have something like an estate, you could live in the back of that.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got an RS6 you can rent for 2,700 a month.
Bargain. But there's literally loads. The reason, as everybody knows, this channel's only just started, and I've only just left my job as selling Audis. That's what I used to do. I did it for 3.5 years. So the reason why we've gone, like, we forget how far this channel's come in 6 months, 7 months, 6-7 months. I feel like it's been going for years and years. So we actually haven't had the opportunity to have loads and loads of different cars. Do you know what I mean? I bought the RS3. I sold it to myself before I left. And that's how it is. But over the years, 100%, yeah, there'll be loads of stuff that are not Audis that I want to get.
Yeah, Okay, bro. So hopefully that answers that one there. Good question here from Andy Keogh. We've already covered part of this off, but we've got another section to this. So Andy Keogh asks, what's next with the GTR? How far are you willing to go with it power-wise? So obviously we've just covered off there, Lee. The GTR might be used to fund a bigger house with some land and some space for a bigger garage. So does that mean you're not going to do anything else to the GTR in the meantime?
I've got to put it on hold just until I find out what's going to happen with the property, because that was always my sort of like a bit of a cash injection to go into this other house. And people might say, "Oh, you just spent all this money on the RS6," but that potentially might get sold as well, even though I've just bought it. A house really, in reality, is more important than the cars, even though mentally I struggle to sort of like come to the terms with that. But yeah, if something comes up really good, things are going to be sold, and then the house is going to be bought, which will help sort of like storing cars and stuff in the future. And then we can rebuild from, can always get the cars back, and so yeah, the modifications on the GTR might have to be put on hold because it might end up just getting sold. It could end up getting sold next week. Who knows?
Yeah. All right. Brilliant. So there we go then, Andy. So again, another watch this space. Question here from Mick Palin. Is it true that on a brand new RS6, the first 12 months road tax costs close, bit of a tongue twister, costs close to $3,000?
One for you, that, Ben.
I like how, I think, well, I've no idea. It's going to be a shitload because it's based on the car's value and emissions. So it's going to be loads and loads, yeah. But it's when you buy a brand new car, it's included in the price. That's the on-the-road cost, or part of the on-the-road cost. After that, it's, what's it up to now? It's up to about 500 quid a year now. It'll be the RS6, unless the rules have changed.
Definitely.
Because it's 145 plus the £320 luxury car tax. So it's going to be just over. It's about 500 quid in it, £500 a year roughly.
Sounds about right.
Which, to be fair, before that, based on its emissions, it probably would have been even more expensive. So yeah, the first year is usually more expensive just because of, you've got the first registration fee at 55 quid and then the actual first year road tax, but it's included. It's on the road cost. So.
Okay, brilliant. There we go then, Mick. So yeah, we can't give you an exact figure, but yeah, it's a lot for that.
I don't know off the top of my head. Shitload.
Some more questions here around where money comes from, jobs, etc., but we've already covered them. A good question here from Craig Dodsley, who says, will you take on drag challenges from subscribers that match your various cars? So for example, if we've got a C63 to put up against the RS4 and a TTS to go up against the RS3, they're local, would you be up for it?
Yeah, but we can't keep drag racing on public roads. It's all right every now and then within reason, but yeah, we need a runway. We need some private land where we can do some quarter mile tests. So quite happy to do it with the correct locations.
Yep. We did have one, by the way. This was another thing that got cancelled when we went into the second lockdown. It was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We had one booked, organised, ready to go. It was for the weekend. Boris announced the lockdown. That's it.
The first week of December.
The chap who owned the runway rang me. It's not happening. We've just gone into lockdown. I'm going to have to cancel. We'll reorganise when we're out of lockdown. And I've probably tried. Well, I've been sat with you, Lee, whilst I've tried to ring him. I've texted him, rang him, left voicemails. The same guy. I have literally tried everything possible to get hold of him again and get him to call me back, but I just can't reorganise it. So we had one. It was like there, but so we need to try and find another one.
Anyone knows of any runways close to the northwest which are reasonably priced, then yeah, give us a shout. Let us know.
Sound. There we go. And then, Craig, look forward to seeing the C63 and TTS up against RS4 and RS3.
Smoking its back tyres up. Just make sure you bring another set with you, sunshine.
Okay, Brill. Amar Khalik asks, apart from binning the Focus RS into the bollard, what's your most embarrassing car-related story?
I really think, to be honest.
We'll go for the bollard for you.
Tell you what, go on to the next question, and we'll come back to that one. We'll have a think of that.
Okay, yeah. So Ben, as well, most embarrassing car-related story. I mean, having a K-Reg Clio stolen is pretty embarrassing, let's be honest.
I think it's more embarrassing for the person who nicked it, to be quite honest with you. But not really. No, I'm trying to think if there was anything else more. Oh, I tell you what did happen, right? And there was witnesses as well, which made it even more embarrassing. So, as a company car, I had you probably remember it. It was a Vauxhall Astra 1.7 Estate.
Yeah, I do remember that.
It was tragic diesel. And I was at a set of traffic lights, and it was 2 lanes going into one, and I needed to get in front of this transit van. And the transit van absolutely smoked me. And I got a decent start as well, proper decent start. And the tranny van smoked me from the lights. I was fucking devastated. I had to pull in behind him and hang my head in shame. So yeah, anybody who got, I think it was an 07 plate, I'm sure it was, 2007. Apparently it's like an Isuzu engine that would be about 20 horsepower if it weren't for the big massive turbo that was on it. But it was still tragic. That car was shite. So that's probably, I would say that's probably the most embarrassing car-related story that I can think of off the top of my head.
Getting done by a transit is
That's pretty bad.
Pretty bad. Okay, Gaz Shearing asks, my little lad's a huge fan. Nice one. Any chance of some kids merch? We haven't got any kids merch on the channel, have we?
No. Do you know, we've thought about this because we're both just normal people, so we both swear quite a lot. I mean, I know I swear more than Lee. I think I'd swear more than Lee. So we actually mark the videos on YouTube as not for kids. So because we do that, then we then expect that there's no kids that actually watch it. So that's probably why. And I feel bad now knowing that kids do actually watch it, because my mouth is terrible sometimes. But that's me. That's just me. That's how I talk to anybody else. So
you should see the way he talks to me off camera.
Yeah, but you're a dickhead. That's why.
That's my line to you. Don't steal my line.
But do you know what? Who knows? We could get, if there's enough demand for it, why not? Like, we only need to. We could keep the same designs. We want to add more designs to the merch if the demand's there for it, and if there's enough demand for smaller sizes, then why not?
Okay, there we go then, Gaz. There's your answer. And if anyone else watches it with any of their little ones, stick a comment on this video, and as Ben said, if there's enough demand there, the boys will get some kids merch stuck on the channel. So, right, Anthony Cotton asks, I know the Focus RS is going, but is there plans when lockdown goes to have a track day where RS4 versus Focus, Lee versus Ben? And again, I know you can cover this one off, Ben.
This was organised.
Yeah,
it was done. It was booked in. Everything was done at Alton Park. Dan, because you were going to come. You were going to be my sort of driver / co-driver. Jordan, who's Lee's neighbour, who's good friends of ours. He was going to be there with Lee. Everything was organised and set up, and then we went into it must have been the second lockdown.
Yeah. But that got cancelled
as well.
But that's already been paid for. 2 track days, for 2 cars and stuff. So that's already, all we've got to do is transfer that over to when it's open again. So that is one reason to keep the Focus long enough to do that. Hopefully that'll still happen.
That car be a weapon on track. That would be a weapon on track, that car.
But it'd be interesting. Interesting to see.
The only place it's any good, because it's shite everywhere else.
Right, okay.
I suppose just to reinforce how close we were for that one, I'd even bought my helmet. That's how close we were for that one. Because I knew we'd need a helmet on the track. It's got pink writing on just to match my eyes, mate. So, right. Jazza M asks, I heard. No, we'll skip over that one. Jazza's saying, I heard they run fake taxi. That's how the production company started. Now they invested in cars and YouTube.
Well, it's not too far away from that. You're not far away. Anyway, let's move on.
Move on, but not far away. So, Jazza, maybe a little bit of an answer.
This is how close to fake taxi we are. The company who makes our merch also makes fake taxis merch.
Exactly.
That's true.
So that's the tenuous link. That's the tenuous link. Yeah. Some more questions here about insurance, finance, things like that. Rob Kimber asks, when all this COVID shit's over, can we do some kind of car meet, Evil GT style?
I'd like to, but Lee's very antisocial. Although, like, he puts this facade on for camera, you know, where he's like quite a sort of outgoing, happy kind of person. He's a miserable shite. So
Happy.
trying to get him.
I have never put on that I'm happy.
So we have to.
I'm
we have to
socially
try and get him
awkward.
out. Yeah,
So,
that is true. He is socially
yeah,
awkward.
maybe,
Get a few beers down,
maybe.
it's all right.
But you
I'd
seem
like
like
to do it.
you seem like you had a good time down at the Mustang meet. You look like you enjoyed
Yeah,
yourself
they were
down
great.
there.
They were a great set of guys, and yeah, it would be good to do. But me personally, I would hate to be that self. It sounds stupid being on YouTube, but I'd hate to be that much of the center of an attention. Like, oh yeah, let's do a car meet, Evil GT. I would hate. I don't know. I wouldn't. I'd be. I think. I don't know. It's just. I wouldn't like to be that much of the center of attention. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure you're not like that, are you? Some people love it. Some people love to be center of attention. Oh yeah, come down, and everything like that. But me personally, I'm not that person. I don't know about you, Ben. But
No, I enjoy, particularly. I mean, the smaller meets that we've done, I enjoy that. But you know, and this is, by the way, would be nowhere near what we would be able to pull off. But I would love to think that at some point we could get something like that picnic in the park at Dubai.
that was brilliant.
I mean, the video will be on of that soon. But that place was unbelievable, and to think that you could potentially organise something like that where people they don't even have to know you're there. It'd be that big. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which I think is going to be maybe a few years down the line once we've got more than about 5 subscribers. And
I think I'd be
hopefully then we
happy
can
doing
get
like a very small scale one, maybe with just a few, just like a couple of dozen cars. But I wouldn't expect loads of people to turn up anyway. I mean, it's
no.
flattering that people are saying, "Oh, would you do a car meet?" Which is great, but how many people would turn up anyway? Who knows?
Well, we'd be there. I'd have to drag you kicking and screaming, but we'd definitely.
We're going 2 separate cars, just so there's 2 cars instead of one. Yeah,
park them really far apart.
I'll add another, and then Rob Kimber will be the fourth.
Yeah, so that's 4 people at least.
So that'll be all right.
Yeah.
Okay. I quite like this one. Simon Orr asks, "What is your ideal car for a Southerner? A Land Rover Evoque convertible, a Fiat 500 Gucci edition, a Suzuki Cappuccino, an MG City Rover, or a Tartar Nano?" That's a brilliant question, Simon.
We saw a Land Rover, we saw a Range Rover Evoque convertible in Dubai, and that would fit in perfect down south.
There was 3 lads in it as well. Like they obviously went out of their way to hire it. 3 lads in an Evoque convertible. I mean, you wouldn't have to pay in money, would you? You'd pay in testicles. Just leave your testicles here, boys, whilst you go and drive off.
I would genuinely rather be seen in the Gucci edition Fiat 500 than an Evoque convertible with 2 other blokes.
Definitely.
Tragic.
Wow.
But there's quite, they're good.
So there we go, Simon. Definitely the Land Rover Evoque convertible. More questions here about what we're doing for a living. Jordan GP asks, "What else are you into besides cars? Either of you into bikes?" Now, Lee, I'm going to come to you on this one because I know we've also got a comment that we might get to a bit later on. You also you've got Evil GT RC cars as well.
Yeah, I did. That was some of the stuff I was doing in lockdown as well, because obviously we couldn't leave. Ideally, you couldn't really, you weren't supposed to go out. So in the back, that I just started farting around with just the RC cars and stuff, just filming some of that. So yeah, it's just bits and bobs that I've done. I wouldn't say I'm heavily into it or anything like that. No, it's just something that just makes up part. I mean, the major thing is obviously cars. Not really into bikes, even though I passed my test a few years ago. But never really got on with bikes. I prefer 4 wheels, really. So, yeah.
Okay, Ben, across to you. I know you've never had a motorbike. For those who don't know, Ben's also a massive football nut. United fan, plays a bit of football. Played at a reasonably decent level when you were younger.
Very, very
long time. How much does he pay you to say that?
Yeah, go on, Dan. Keep going.
So Ben's into football, not so much motorbikes.
No, I've been on. I got scared to death on a motorbike once. A guy going the wrong way on the opposite side of the road. Basically, I was on the back of I'm sure it was a Jigsaw Thou. His son Callum had a YZ80 crosser that we used to go on the fields on, and then he changed it and got a YZ85. That thing was ridiculous. There's another mate of ours who had a CR125. So, like most kids, we cocked about on motorbikes on the park, which did kids do that? I'm sure all kids do that. We used to cock about motorbikes, but I've never been massively into bikes. I appreciate a nice bike. There was what was that Ducati we saw out in Dubai?
That was nice.
Was it a Denali?
I do like bikes.
Denali or something? That was gorgeous, that thing.
Bikes are nice, but I just don't trust myself on a bike. And I'd just be too dangerous. I'd definitely be off.
So I don't trust other people on motorbikes. I've got a plate and pins on my collarbone from when I was knocked off a motorbike. So I don't trust other people.
Football and football. That's pretty much it.
Watching, and food. You're both into food. We know that.
Obviously into food. We're obviously into food. Yeah. People who aren't into food are in denial. They're full of shit. Everyone's into food. Everyone eats it, so you've got to be into it.
Yeah,
just we're into it a little bit more.
And for those, is the mukbang video, is that on the Evil GT Extra channel? Is that?
Yeah.
So if you want to see Lee and Ben eating a breakfast, downing some food that they're into, check out the Evil GT Extra.
Yeah, if you want to see that, and then check yourself into the mental hospital after it.
Okay, just going through here. So many questions here about what did you both do before YouTube? How did you fund it? So guys, sorry for not giving you shout outs here, but we've covered that off. So a good question here from Lift Iron. Can you do car reviews? I suppose you do sort of review, some of the stuff you're in and the stuff you drive. So I suppose is Lift Iron there? Is he talking maybe more of a formal, specific car review on more everyday stuff? Maybe. Do you see yourselves ever doing that? I mean, that format's done to death on YouTube, isn't it? So
I don't think we're really
maybe going to steer clear of.
I don't think we really know enough about cars to actually give a car a proper review. Talking about
justice.
To do it justice. We can give an opinion on the cars that we drive, but if we reviewed a car properly, like someone said, here's a brand new Yaris GR, which obviously everyone knows what that is. All we'd be saying is, yeah, this is nice, sounds good, drives well, oh, it looks good, and that'd be it. We're not going to say, oh, that 260 horsepower 3-cylinder engine it's got all this, that, and the other, and it's got this, and it's that. We don't know everything about it. The YouTube for us, from my point of view, isn't about that. It's about just other stuff that doesn't involve, reviewing cars. Because like I say, it's been done to death anyway. If you want to go and get a car review, there is loads on. We'd be doing it it'd be more of a comedy. We don't go out to do comedy, but because there's two of us doing it, we just end up dicking about.
Yeah.
Not on purpose. We just end up dicking about on the videos, don't we? How many times have we started the video and said, let's be serious? And then 2 minutes in, 1 minute in, 30 seconds into it, and we're just laughing because something's been said and, completely not serious. So, it wouldn't work. I don't think it'd work.
I think those particular videos as well. I mean, we did one. We actually filmed one, didn't we? So a friend of mine's got an X3M. He'd not long bought it. It's a gorgeous car, really, really nice car. And we did
You're feeling all right, mate. Said, let's have compliments to a BMW.
Oh no, it's a nice car. It's not something I would buy because it's an SUV. So but I mean, it went well. It was over 500 horsepower. It sounded well. It was really well put together. It was a nice car. It drove really well. But we did the video, and we were just a bit like, I can't explain it, but it was weird because it was almost like our videos, they're not structured in any way. We have like an end objective, and then we try and get to that end objective throughout the video, and that's pretty much it. Whereas this,
but how you're going to get there, you don't know.
No, we don't know. We haven't got a clue, and I think that's what you know, it gives it the sort of charm really, because we, you know, as long as we get from here to here and have took the piss out of each other in the middle, like who cares? Do you know what I mean? We've had a laugh, and hopefully we're giving other people a laugh. But with a car review, it needs to be a more structured video where you're touching on everything, the outside of the car.
You find yourself
car,
ticking boxes off for
you'd be
for the sake of ticking boxes.
It takes it away from actually just enjoying the video, because you're not thinking about just having a laugh. You're thinking about doing something justice, and that's right. You need to when you know, if you're reviewing a car. But we would literally just review a car, because there's not really. Are there any real shit cars now? You know, new cars that are made. Are there any that are really shit?
When you're talking about
really
Sanyong before.
Yeah, but you could drive that, and it could be absolutely. You could drive it and think, do you know what? This actually drives all right. You just don't know, do you, until you drive it? But it's just one of them sort of things that car reviews. I'm not that bothered about doing it. You know,
me neither.
I'm not bothered.
Well, I suppose a case in point, and I'm probably going to regret this. I probably shouldn't put this on YouTube, but I drive a Kia. I wouldn't have been seen dead in a Kia 10, 15 years ago. But these days, they're actually, you know, pretty good cars. It's fully kitted out. It's got everything that I need as a daily commuter. But 10, 15 years ago, I wouldn't have been seen dead in a Kia.
Is there any way of muting this screen? I shouldn't have said that, should I?
It's true though, isn't it? It is true. Like even Kia now, they must be doing something right, otherwise they wouldn't still be going. You know, they've found their niche in the market, and they make very good affordable cars. It's just not the brand isn't. The brand doesn't get you excited, does it? Do you know what I mean? If you were saying about the Kia Stinger.
I feel like I need to put a caveat in there as well. I've got a family friend who owns some Kia dealerships, so I get it really cheap. So that's the main reason I drive a Kia. I don't aspire to own a Kia.
As in, you get it for nothing. If you get it for nothing, you're getting it right, the right money.
Okay, moving swiftly on. Adrian Jones asks, what security measures are you looking at for the RS6, Ghost or otherwise?
Pandora. Immobilizer, tracker, and all the other bits and pieces that come with it. It ain't cheap, but it's a good system.
It's got to have the works, hasn't it? I mean, I don't know the statistics on it, but it's the RS60s are going to be right up there in terms of desirability and I suppose that's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Shmee did a video on his AMG GT, and DMO did one on the Lambo that he bought, installing them. So good enough for them, good enough for us.
There we go. So yeah, Adrian, Pandora for the RS6, so not a Ghost. More questions here. Is Deliveroo working overtime, delivering your Mackey's breakfast? Absolutely.
Well, we've actually got a massive share in Deliveroo and Uber Eats, and then all the other companies that deliver food. So yeah, we got to keep our monies up, eh, Ben?
I know, yeah. Otherwise, my extra large hoodie is not going to fit, is it? It'll be too big.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to go and buy another one.
Okay. Audi RS3. You'll like this bloke, Ben.
Go on,
he asks, what are the plans for the RS6? You definitely need to fix that exhaust, maybe in a Kropovic or Miltek.
Never mind. I thought his name was RS3. The gobshite. What's he talking about an RS6 for? I thought you were aiming a question at me then.
So I think
it's just with a name like RS3, I knew you'd be a fan.
We've already spoke to Mark at Awesome GTI about the exhaust. A Krapovic, probably. They're expensive, but you know, yeah, probably
good, down really good
down them lines.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely exhaust.
Okay, so definitely exhaust, possibly in a Kropovic on the way. Leachy's also asking about our ambitions for the channel, an old school classic build. We've already covered a few of those bits there, so thanks for that one, Leachy. So Josh is here is asking for a list of modifications done to the GTR. Now that's covered off in a previous video. You can go and watch one of the videos where that's covered off, Connie.
Yeah, roughly wide pipe, stage, whatever the hell it's at. Induction injectors, 1000cc injectors, obviously remapped. What else? Filters. Yeah, about it, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, is it stage 2.5? Is that what we're calling it?
It's supposedly stage 4. Yeah, supposedly.
Weirdly. Well off on that one. Okay, so again, more questions about finance, about insurance. When are you going to get the RS6 sideways at an industrial estate? Hashtag mind the bollards.
Tell you what, that car, I moved it on the driveway. On the driveway, by the way, I didn't leave my property. You can feel that car is a big, heavy car. You can feel it. That ain't going sideways anytime soon. Trust me on that.
Right. Sherbet Dip asks, are you just trying to have as much fun as you can before getting found out? Like drinking a load of beer at the pub before tying the bomb and you've got no money to pay for it.
That is probably bang on the money, that is bang on the money. Yeah, just have a load of fun.
YOLO.
There we go. Yeah, definitely trying to have as much fun as they can. Will they get found out? Who knows?
Everyone gets found out eventually, so it's just a matter of time.
Okay, great question from Joe Ford here, who asks, what is both of your dream car garage? 3 cars, if money's not an issue. One has to be a family car, one has to be a toy to play with on the weekend, and then one car that will do anything. So do anything. Does that become your daily, or does that mean has that got to go off road? Okay, yeah, three car dream garage, family car, toy, every day, or a more utility kind of vehicle.
Well, really, probably. I hate these questions because they're too good. They're too good a question to the actual answer. You'd say a car, and then you say, "Oh, actually, no, that one," and then oh, actually, no, that one. There's too many to choose from. But
see, you've now got one of my dream cars of a 3-car garage on there for a family car.
Yeah, probably for the family car that actually doubles as a lot of other cars. It's a great daily drive. It's going to be a great daily drive when I take it out. It's a good family car. So, and that doesn't mean I've taken it out just because I laughed then and he laughed. I haven't taken it out in lockdown.
He has actually driven one before.
I have driven one before. So yeah, the RS6 is probably going to be in the garage. You're talking about a family car. You're probably talking about an SUV. I've come to the conclusion that I really don't like SUVs. But if I was going to get one, I'd probably, do you know what, as stupid as this sounds, I'd go for a Rolls Royce just because they're that out there.
That Cullinan thing.
Yeah, just make sure it's got some body kit on it. No one's going to, I mean, they're 10 a penny in Dubai, but no one's got one not many people have them in the UK. So I'd have something like that.
Because people have got eyes in their head.
Yeah, because that's the thing.
They look better than the Bentayga, I will say that.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know, probably Escort Cosworth just because we spoke about them before. But that could change on a daily. You know, the next day you could be like, oh, I'll have a 22B, you know, and then the next day, you know, I'd have, you know, something else, Japanese, you know, another iconic like an Evo or something like that. It could be anything. There's too many to choose from. Absolutely too many.
Okay, so the answer to that one is Lee doesn't know what his dream is 3-car garage would be. He needs a lot more space in his garage for that. Ben, can you answer 3 dream cars?
I mean,
remember?
Yeah, so one of them would definitely be a Delta Integrale. I've always wanted a Lancia.
That's your weekend toy? Yeah,
that is like that car. When it's been designed with a ruler, it shouldn't work, should it? It shouldn't work, but it does. That car just looks unbelievable, and it still looks unbelievable now. Timeless classic. Having driven, you said a weekend toy. Having driven that Caterham, oh, what a laugh! Yeah. That Caterham was to drive. That as a weekend blip. I mean, it's made even better in Dubai because of the weather and the roads, and you know, there's not loads of traffic and stuff like that on the roads that you would go on. Whereas here, the reality of it would be that if you went out on a Saturday morning, you'd probably get stuck in traffic trying to get to wherever you're going and end up turning around and coming home. But I definitely have something like that, a Caterham of some description. But there's loads of other little track cars, isn't there, like the KTM Crossbows, and there's loads of stuff like that. Yeah. The Delta Integrale, 100%, and probably an RS6 for a car that ticks all the boxes. I mean, the M5 does the same thing. The E63S does the same thing, if not better. You know, them cars are quicker. It's been proven that those 2 cars, the M5 and the E63S, are quicker. But in my opinion, They do not look anywhere near as good as the RS6 does out the box. There's no comparison.
Yeah. Okay, bro. There we go then. So there's we've learned something a bit about the guys there and their car choices. Scott Simpson asks, any plans to drive the new Yaris GR? I know we've touched on that briefly just in one of your comments, Lee. Personally, I think that's a cracking little car. Again, we've already covered off the fact that we're not going to be a review channel. But Ben, you've owned a Yaris as well. Is that something you'd like to jump into?
Do you know, I had two, didn't I? I had that 1 litre Yaris. And how fast was that? Remember me keeping up with you in your Saxo through Mere Tunnel in that for a little bit, up until about 70 mile an hour. Bullshit. Bullshit. I remember pulling over at Mackey's in Mere Park, and he was like, that's never a 1 litre. Mate, it's a beast, this. Beast. But the Yaris GR, yeah. We've been toying with this. We had a test drive booked in, didn't we, Lee? And we thought, oh, you know, can we film? Should we film X, Y, and Z? But if we were to buy a Yaris GR, we've got to try and look at this as from a business point of view. And if we were to buy a Yaris GR, which is 30 grand, so if we were to maybe sell the Focus, for instance, and put 10 grand to it and buy a Yaris GR, and then you've obviously got the costs of running, potentially modifying, voiding warranties, all that kind of thing, on top of all the other cars that we've got, it's something that you think, how far can the content go with that car? How far can it go? Do you know what I mean? You'll do your first drive, you'll do all the normal stuff, and you might say the same thing about an RS6, but the RS6 is something that Lee wanted anyway. The Yaris GR would potentially be something that we got for the channel. And yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that. You're
after a bit of arm twisting.
Just watch the pendulum. But yeah, so the Yaris GR, I am sure, is an absolutely amazing car, but it's a similar situation to an Escort Cosworth. If we got an Escort Cosworth for the channel, we were talking about this the other day again, weren't we, Lee? I would love nothing more than to be able to have an Escort Cosworth to look at, but the content on it, it's a garage queen car. That's not going to be out with the weather like this. You're going to be wanting to take that out in the rain and sleet and snow and salt on the roads and all that kind of shit. No, you're just going to stand and look at it and do a video, and there it is in my garage, look all covered up and nice and warm. Then what? That's from a content point of view. Unless we found one that was knackered, that needed, you know, sorting out, which is going to be expensive to start with. I have no idea how much a knackered Escort Cosworth is, even
Probably
if there's any out there, I don't know. They're still going to be 40, 45. They're still going to be around mid-40s, aren't they? I would have thought, to guess, for a knackered one. And that's if there's one out there. Then you've got the price of parts, because they're not going to be cheap now, surely. They're not going to be readily available for a car that's getting on a bit. So as much as I would love to have something like that, an old classic Ford, from a content point of view, and to be able to earn money from it, I don't know how much there is to film. I don't know about you, Lee. Same with the Yaris.
No, if you're going to get an Escort Cosworth, you're getting it for you, not to do any content. The content would just be an extra bit on top.
Yeah. Okay, bro. All right, moving on. Train Undertaker asks, does your insurance company get annoyed that you keep changing cars on policies?
I don't think the
Audi...
go
through a broker, Lee, or how many midterm adjustments have you had to pay for?
I don't think the Audi insurer, which is Audi insurance because it was the cheapest one, were that bothered about us paying them $2.5 grand. I really don't think they were that bothered about that. No. I don't think I ever pay for adjustments. I just changed insurance over and it's just what it is. So yeah.
They usually try and charge 30 quid, don't they?
They did charge us £57 to cancel the RSQ3 insurance, if that's relevant. Okay. But yeah. Well, that's cancellation.
Yeah, no, okay, bro. So there we go. Hopefully that one answers that one there, Train Undertaker. Again, Wayne, loads more questions about what you both do for a living, first cars, history. Hopefully we've covered those off there. Is the new RS6 definitely getting wrapped? Or from
I would say
perception?
probably 90% certain it's going to get wrapped.
Okay, I don't know if you've seen this one then, guys, here. So he's put, if not, I want to sponsor a video on that vehicle. If it is getting wrapped, we could look at something. So maybe have a look at that one. There's a comment there from Alternative Perception.
Yeah,
on
the have a look, guys.
Okay, Steve Davis asks, was it Awesome's RS6 that tempted you towards yours, or have you always wanted, or was that the plan all along?
Well, I drove, Ben brought an RS6 from Audi. I was a passenger of that. Then we went in did we go in Awesome's RS6?
Yeah.
I think that was the next one. Then my wife was with us when we were getting some work done on one of the cars at Awesome. And I said to Mark, would you take her out to try and convince her to buy one, swap the RSQ3? Anyway, Mark took her out, and it was actually Mark convinced my wife, even though he probably didn't say anything to her, to get an RS6, because she come back and she says, I love it. So it was Mark was the sort of like the driving force in the end to get my wife out of the RSQ3 into the RS6. So yeah.
So,
Cheers,
so when we're out of
lockdown,
there's 2 pints coming your way, Mark. Well played.
Brilliant. Okay, Carp Freak asks, apart from each other, what pisses you off most about doing YouTube?
Pisses me off the most about YouTube. It's relentless.
Got to be editing for you, Lee. Surely you have to spend a lot of time doing editing.
I love editing, to be honest. I just like editing. I would say it's the schedule. It's we're back on the video every 2 days now, so 4 videos a week. It doesn't sound a lot, but it is a lot, because you've got to try and think of something someone wants to watch. You've got to think of something that you want to actually film as well. Like this video we're doing now, I was looking forward to this because it's nice to be asked questions and answer them honestly, just to give some insight. So, but it's the sort of like it's a schedule to keep up with on YouTube, and anyone that says comments don't piss them off, you do get pissed off with people saying certain things. But
well, that was going to be my reply.
You put yourself in the public domain. You've got to take it. You've just got to take the good with the bad. There's
100%.
There's a lot of there's more good comments than bad comments. So you just got to focus on the good comments and forget about the negatives. But there's not lots, but there's enough to put it this way. I tend not to read comments before I go to sleep, because there's only that one that'll stick in your brain, and you'll think, is that right? That is this, that, and whatever, and then you can't get to sleep then, can you? And there's a reason why Ben doesn't get to sleep till 2 o'clock in the morning, because he reads comments before he goes to bed.
Yeah, I do.
And then has to cry himself to sleep.
Yeah. Do you know what though? The comments that we get, 99.9% of them are absolutely amazing, and I can't believe the level of what's the word? Interaction that we get from people. It's amazing. You do get the thing that frustrates me with comments the most is when people comment without either watching the full video.
Yeah.
So comment and ask questions about something without watching the full video. So it'll be stuff like, just as an example, we picked up how much is this new car costing or something, where the video, with how people know we do videos, we're very, very honest, and we tell people how much stuff's cost. But then they'll comment going, so come on guys, how much was it? Just watch the video.
Covered it off in the video.
It's in the video. Yeah. But there's stuff like that. But then there's other things when people comment and say stuff, and you think, if you'd have watched the video properly from start to finish, then you'd have seen, because people do, which that people do scrub through videos, because you can see the average view duration, and it's not obviously the full length of the video. It's usually about 55-60%, give or take, between 50 and 60%. But then chances are that person who has scrubbed through the video then will start saying something or asking something about something that was in the video and was quite clearly explained. So
yeah, I'm talking about this type of stuff now. Sorry to interrupt, because I'll forget about this. If you're still watching this video at this point, which is super long, this is probably one of the longest videos. This is the longest video we would have done.
Yeah.
If you're not subscribed, just hit the button, because you watched it for this period of time. Just hit subscribe, because we have loads of people that watch the videos that are not actually subscribed, and I don't get it. we have all these views, and there's half of the people watching it. So if this gets 10,000 views, 5,000 people won't be subscribed. So just hit the button.
It really does help you out. It helps you guys out, doesn't it, with YouTube algorithms and channel exposure and things like that. So
well, it's just a nice little thing knowing that you've produced a video and people have watched it and people have subscribed and stuff. It's it's just good to know that you've got a little bit of support. And like I said, there's loads of great comments, absolutely loads. It's just a small percentage, and it's everyone's opinion. Like we have an opinion, and they're entitled to it. If they don't like it, they don't like it. But you can still get hung up on it. And that's one of the things that I don't like. But rough with the smooth.
Okay, amazing. Cheers, guys. Moving on, we still got time for some more. We're going to cover some more.
Yeah, crack on. We've been here this long. We might as well do another 10 minutes.
Joe Catterall asks, if you're going to wrap the RS6, would you consider a two-tone wrap or something more loud than the standard? Now, I've spoke to Ben about what I think he should have done for the RS4 or RS6. I'd love to see a multi-tone wrap rather than just a standard, single color or block color. And any thoughts, Lee?
We're going to keep it under wraps.
How long did it take you to think of that one?
We'll save that for another video. But there is ideas.
There we go. Okay, so Joe, you're just going to have to keep watching videos and keep your eyes out for the wrap and reveal on the RS6. Mr. Lion asks, who could do the best wheelie on a BMX?
Definitely me.
Definitely.
I used to do trials biking, mate.
Look,
I can wheelie stuff, me.
I am.
All you ever used to do on a push bike was ride off from the police. I actually did shit on a
Travis is one of my best mates. Travis from the Nitro Circus.
No.
Nitro Circus. See? And he can do all that stuff. He's taught me everything he knows. He is literally, I'm an expert. Anyway, we'll do a video.
Funny to see, though.
We'll do a video. Okay.
Next,
you heard it here, ladies and gents. We'll do a video. JC's got quite a good question. But again, I don't know if this tops goes back into that whole review advice thing. What car would you both recommend someone getting for their first car in 2021?
A Kia. A Kia. I'm not actually joking. A Kia.
Why? Why would you do that?
Because they're good value, they're decently built for the money, and they'll be cheap on insurance. Perfect first car.
Just like rewind back to when you were 17 and you just passed your test, and a Ford Mark II Escort was fairly all right. Was fairly cool. Now, can you think of any cars back in your day, like a Lada or what else was around back then, like Morris Minors and stuff? Skoda Rapide. My mum and dad had a Skoda Rapide with engine in the back. It was shite.
So what you're trying to say is, what is a perfect first car for status and not getting the piss taken out of you?
Well, you've got to consider that. Surely, kids don't want to have the piss took out of them, do they? You know what I mean?
We've covered this off though. Kias aren't what they were 15, 20 years ago.
They're still not cool though, Dan.
Right, what's the budget? What's the budget for the car?
JC's not specified there, but we'll wrap that one up. So Lee's saying a Kia. Ben, what are you saying then?
Well, basically, I don't know how much money's involved. So you could have £1,000 budget. You ain't getting much. You could have 10,000, and then you could get a brand new Kia. Sorted.
Hey.
7-year warranty. Don't worry about all that servicing.
No, there's like something, like a Fiesta or just something generic like that. A Fiesta.
So I'd say a Fiesta or a Polo. I think that they're cracking up the cars.
Yeah, Fiesta. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with a Fiesta. It's still going to be worth, if you get an older one, it's still going to be worth roughly what you paid for it, a year and a half later. So, yeah. Okay,
there we go. JC, we look forward to seeing you in your Fiesta. Let us know what you buy. Send it in. Send us some photos.
Yeah, and we'll roast it.
AJH55, yeah, we'll definitely roast it. HAH555 asks, Ben, were your bags on the doorstep when you got back from Dubai?
So, right, hopefully. I mean, I can't imagine my missus watching this, but particularly not this far in.
But you keep saying you've got a missus. I don't know what you're doing.
No, so what's actually had to happen is she's moved into her mum and dad's, because the rules are that if I'd been out the country, because she's in the same house as me, or was, She would then have to isolate for 10 days as well. And she can't afford to have the time off work. So she's moved out of here into her mum and dad's. And she has been there. Well, I've literally, so I've not seen my missus at all, not even a video call, because she's not spoken to me pretty much from the beginning of January. But I've not seen her since the 7th of January when I actually left for Dubai. So what's the date today?
6th.
So nearly a month. Wow.
So it'll be a month tomorrow, a full month. No, my bags weren't on the doorstep because she wasn't here to put them there. So
amazing. Chair's Big Buds is asking, is there enough room to pull over for a quick cuddle with the missus? I'm presuming he means in the RS6. Well, it's an estate, so I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, I don't quite understand that one, but
maybe.
Yeah,
bit of a weird, ambiguous question. But we're going to say yes, Chess. We're going to say yes. Daniel Lord's asking, can we see a drag race between the GTR and RS6? That's definitely
going to happen. One of the first videos out of lockdown. Not out of lockdown, out of quarantine for us. We'll film it.
Amazing.
Nice quick draggy.
So there we go then, Daniel. Look forward to some draggy times and some videos on drag race between the GTR and RS6 coming up.
We'll get a GT3 as well. Why not?
Lee Parker's saying, you need to do a car history right back to first cars. You should do one where you find thumbnails on Google for the vids too. Bring back some good old memories. We've covered off a few of the cars there. Maybe that's something you could do on YouTube Extra channel, maybe with some thumbnails or photos as well.
What we'll do, obviously, we can't put it in this one because we haven't got the time to finish it off, but we will do that on another one of these Zoom calls, just between me and you, Ben. And if you want to join in as well, Dan, you can roast the cars we've had. And we'll try and find all the pictures, and then we'll stick them in, yeah? So
I'd like to do that, actually, because I've got a couple of interesting ones in there.
Yeah, we'll do that, definitely.
Okay, amazing. Again, more questions here about what do you do, how do you fund the channel, etc. Question here from Blue Moth. I'd love to see you guys make a trip to the USA and possibly collaborate with some US YouTubers. Any chance? Oh, yeah, we've covered that off. Blue Moth. Lee would love to do that. He loves the States. So that's on the card. So again, watch this space. When is Lee back on Gogglebox? I don't watch Gogglebox. Is that a bit of a...
Neither does Lee, but I know exactly who they're talking about.
I think I know what you mean, yeah. Yeah, I do know. I've only watched it a few times.
Quite a few different people, you. The Malones. It's the Malone family.
Yeah. All right, next.
Yeah, he's a grumpy old man as well.
I wouldn't know, but there we go then, Brandon. We've covered that one. Big Matt asked, would you consider doing subscriber reviews? Would love to hear some thoughts on the rides belonging us to us mere mortals. Mortals? Bloody hell, I've turned into a mank. Mortals. Big Matt, watch this space. As long as you don't mind having your car roasted, send it in. Jordan's asking if you've got separation issues from Ben yet. I don't think so, but probably quite enjoying some time off, aren't you, Lee?
No, I spent 3.5 weeks in Dubai with him, so yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing good.
I feel like we need to start rushing through some of these now to get some of these covered off, just so we're not leaving people out. Shane Nevin said, did you get new wheels for the RS3?
We're up there,
I said on one of the previous videos, we got 10,000 likes on it and buying some new wheels. We only got 1,500 likes on it. So no, you didn't get any new wheels, did you? So
no, but I want some. There's a few. There's a set of BBS, set of OZs. There's a few. So but I want to get tires at the same time. There's loads of things, yeah. But I would like to get some. They'll get sorted eventually.
Okay, bro. Jonathan Pillmore says, this is not a question, but you should donate the Focus RS to him. Well, Jonathan, if you make a 20 grand donation to the Evil GT channel, I'm pretty sure they can donate the Focus RS to you, no problem. That'd be fair, wouldn't it?
Call it 22.
And we'll give you some change. Called the
okay. So more questions about what do you do for a living? Would you recommend others set up a YouTube channel?
100%.
No.
You were going to say no then. Why? Why not? Listen, right. The thing is,
it's not what people think, though. I mean, they see us dicking about. In reality, who can just dick about like us and set up a YouTube channel?
No one, but it depends on what you like, because that's very broad. So it depends on what you wanting to set the YouTube channel up on. There's a YouTube channel that Well, oh yeah, full time's different.
Part-time,
There's a
yeah,
YouTube channel I watch that Dan put me onto actually called Pride and Pinion. I mean, I forgot his name, Nico. He's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
But the what I'm saying is that he's got like amassed over 300,000 subscribers in I think 6 or 7 months, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Phenomenal growth, yeah.
That is ridiculous growth. So if you were to ask him the same question, he'd be like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not?" And that's the thing. It depends who you ask, because it is what it is. We've had to outlay a lot of money, but it's tied up in metal that we can. It's invested in fixed assets, so it's cost a lot of money. But that's cost us a lot of money to do the kind of channel we do. Nico, it's not cost him anything. He's got 2 mates, both of which can film and edit, so they look after all of that stuff. He just cocks about on camera, basically costing him next to no money. So if you to ask him the same question, he'd be like, "Yeah, fucking go for it." But for us, that we've had to outlay quite a lot of money, or Lee has, then that's a different situation. It depends who you ask.
He actually knows his stuff, unlike you, Per, as well.
Oh, phenomenal! Yeah.
Most other YouTube channels know the stuff compared to us too.
Well,
He sets up a YouTube channel on cars that knows nothing about cars.
The thing is, you don't need to know the length of certain bolts and how fucking the bore of pistons or whatever it is. You don't.
Ben, you're showing yourself up here now, mate.
You don't need to know that, though, dear. Why do you need? You don't need to know that in order to appreciate a nice car and like cars. You don't need to know that. No one is asked, really.
All you need to know, Ben, is how much a 1-bedroom apartment is. That's all you need to know
now. To be fair, you would only be, if you had a channel where you were trying to be that informative now, particularly in the automotive sector of YouTube, you would just be trying to tell somebody that already knows better than you. We've seen it in the comments. They all know better than we do, so it's pointless trying to compete. Do you know what I mean? There's no point. So we know we'll stay in our lane. We'll do what we do. We'll just cock about and enjoy the cars that we have and that we get to drive. And we'll let everybody else crack on with wanting to know the length of the fucking back box or something. No, I couldn't give a shit. You know what I mean? No, I'm not asked.
Well, we know you've had a few lengths in your back box, mate, but we won't do it.
Nice one, Dan. You know him, he's your mate.
It's all about the girth, Dan. It's the girth, mate.
Hey, Ben, this channel's for kids, so stop it. Keep it on the down low. Right, is that it now, Dan?
I think, that's good with that one. I do want to give a shout out to Bailey Backhouse, because he's been watching since 2K subscribers, so he's been in since the early days. So shout out to Bailey.
Thanks, mate.
Are you going to get any other cars apart from Germans? Yeah, so there's definitely way more on the way there. I'm going to have a scroll through here. I'm going to try and pick up a decent question to finish on.
Sorry we've not been able to do everyone's question, but the video is actually ridiculously long as it is. So
how long is this now? Have you got a time? How long has this been going now?
It just says recording, so who knows?
It's been going a while. It's been going a while. I'm no one. Someone's asking here if you've ever shared a bath. We can't finish on that.
Well, I actually seen this before. We can finish on it. I've many times shared a hot tub with Ben. That's all I'm going to say.
Go ahead, Pops. Go ahead.
There we go. So that question was from, I can't even find that question now, but yeah, so there we go then, guys. So yeah, as Ben and Lee have said, sorry we couldn't get round to all of you. We've had like hundreds and hundreds of comments on there. But if you like it, give the video a like, comment. We can maybe do some more in the future, get some more questions, maybe get some polls going. So yeah, sorry if we didn't get round to you. Thanks for those to those of you that did submit questions. Guys, you enjoyed that? Something you'd maybe do again?
Really did enjoy that actually.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Can we just put this out there before you say the whole thanks for watching, subscribe. Please, no more questions. What do you do for a living? How do you get all your money? Because I answered shitloads of them, probably about 100 of them easy that I've answered in reply. Hopefully this, and I guarantee any money will still get questions and probably comments in this video going, how do you make your money? What is it you do for a living? Guarantee it.
There's another way you could look at that. You just did say you've got this big of an arsehole. So Surely you get paid for that. And hopefully no one's watching this late, so they don't hear that kind of stuff. You know, in the bit where you have to say, have you got any profanities in it and stuff? Usually it's light profanities. But I'm going to end it, for me anyway. Subscribe. Thanks for watching. And I'm actually leaving now because I've had enough. Well, thanks Dan.
Mate.
Thanks, Dan, for doing the presentation. It was really good.
All right.
We'll send you a check in the post.
Yeah.
What was that? Sorry, breaking up a bit there.
Say we'll send you a check in the post.
Sound.
Right, is that it then?
Cheers,
See you
guys.
later.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. See you soon.
Subscribe.
Yeah.